I find the story of Tamar and Judah fascinating. It is intriguing for many reasons. It talks about self-gratification, delayed ejaculation and prostitution. It discusses capital punishment, burning at the stake, and biblical inheritance code. It appears in Genesis 38. This story is the key element in the formation of the clan that survived until this very day, the tribe of Judah. From this clan came Boaz, King David, King Solomon, all the kings of Judea, Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. And it might have not happened. The continuance of this tribe that became the Jewish nation was in the hands of a single, brave, and resourceful woman. Well, not exactly in her hands, but I will explain later. Her name is Tamar, and this is her story. As many of us know, Judah was the third son of Jacob and Leah. He was a chieftain. He had 3 sons. He had assets, land, animals, servants, slaves. He was a big shot those days. Now Judah arranged for Tamar to be married to his first son heir. Here I need to add that in those days it was very important, even more important than today, to retain the favor of God. Er was apparently not too careful about this, and God took him at an early age. Here comes an explanation you need to follow. Tamar is a young person. She is not in a decision-making position when she is married into the Judah clan. She is a daughter of a Canaanite priest. Judah has connections with the Canaanites. He has given the girl Tamar for his firstborn son. This is a political and financial arrangement. And it does not change with the death of heir. The deal ought to be kept. So Judah exercises local law called to leviate marriage. This law is local. It is not a biblical law, it's older. It instructs that the next son in line is to marry the widow of the older brother. If he doesn't, the family is in breach of the contract. There are consequences for that. The next son in line is called Onan, and we will discuss his name. He is still under his father's household. He is in no position to refuse to marry Tamar, but he has a dilemma. He is now first in line for inheritance. He is to receive everything. If he has a son with his older brother's widow, that son will be first in line for everything. You can understand that Onan is not in a hurry for this to take place. So even though Onan assumes the role of his brother and cohabitates with Tamar, he is making sure she is not getting pregnant. How is he doing that? Well, we don't really know. The Bible tells us that he is spilling his seed on the ground. This can mean either coitus interruptus, masturbation, both, or neither. What we do know is that the word on in the language of the Bible means virile or vigor. We are familiar with onanism as a word for self-gratification. Either way, this does not last too long. According to the Bible, Onan dies at an early age, just like his older brother. Now for Judah and Shua is the mother. They're the kids' parents. This comes as a serious blow. They have lost both sons, and those sons have both been with Tamar. They don't know what's going on, but they're afraid to leviate their third son to Tamar, lest he is taken early as well. Here I need to elaborate. Judah is worried about his younger son Shelah, but he's also concerned with leaving an heir. If he has no sons, he will lose control of the clan. Who will follow in his steps? Who will carry the name and inherit the clan? This is a big deal those days. In order to avoid the consequences of breaching the marriage contract, and to keep in line with his in-laws, preventing them from acting out on the breach, he sends the woman Tamar back home for safekeeping. That is, he sends Tamar back to her father's house to be kept until his younger son is able to fulfill his duty. Now time passes and no one shows up to reclaim the goods. Tamar is feeling like damaged property. She is very unhappy. She has moved from future chieftain's mother to somebody her family is trying to forget about. She knows she is being wronged and she takes action. Meanwhile, Judah loses his wife Shua. He is past mourning and he is back on the field. Tamar dresses up as a veiled prostitute and presents herself to Judah. He is taken by her gracefulness and accepts her services. Unfortunately, he was not carrying cash at the time. She requests his seal as a guarantee that she will get paid. But when he sends his servant with a payment, she is nowhere to be found. She made it back to her parents' house carrying both the seal as well as the conceived twins that are to be fathered by Judah. Later, Judah learns that his daughter-in-law Tamar is with child. This is unacceptable by all standards. The punishment for adultery is death by stoning. For Tamar, as a priest's daughter, it is to be burnt at the stake. A terrible ending for this story. But Tamar demands the right of parley. In the trial, she produces the staff and the seal that she had kept, and she claims that she was mistreated by her father-in-law and that he is the father of her unborn twins. Judah is in shock. He recapitulates on his judgment. He realizes he was wrong. As a result, he lets Tamar back into the household. He never approaches her again. She is the mother of the future tribe of Judah, the great-great-grandmother of King David and of the Messiah Jesus. And as for us, thank you for staying to the end of the story. Please like and subscribe, and if you ever end up in Israel, drop me a line. I might be able to show you around.